you actually almost died.
No, this was serious. I mean, we was filming on the edge of the dock. I'm driving a big 3-ton flatbed truck. Everybody's supposed to get on the back. Yeah. And I said, before they get on, let me just do a little test drive. So I'm in the truck there, and I slam on the brakes where I'm supposed to stop. Nothing happens. Next thing you know, I've hit 2 cameramen. I literally thought I'd killed them. I'm going 9 feet over the edge of this sort of concrete jetty, and I'm going down towards the Black Sea. The truck hits the water just slams me back, and we just like sinking fast, straight to the bottom. Stuck in the mud, thinking, hang on a minute, how am I going to get out of this?
This is how I die.
Yeah. At that point, Jimmy, I mean, you really do understand who your friends are. And he's, you know, stood on the side of the dock there with his iPhone, like that, going, hey, Jason, you need a towel?
It was the kind of headline that makes you blink twice, refresh the page, and text 3 friends the same 4 words. Did he say that? The claim was nuclear. During a European junket for The Beekeeper, Jason Statham supposedly leaned back in a razor-sharp suit, looked down the lens, and named 5 actors he hates. Not had creative differences with, not wouldn't work with again, hates. 1 syllable, 5 letters, and enough gasoline to set half of film Twitter on fire. It spread because it sounded impossible, and because impossibilities are irresistible. The myth hit so hard because Statham's entire persona is built on discipline, craft, and silence that means something. He doesn't gossip, he doesn't monologue, he rarely breaks a sweat in interviews, and almost never breaks the industry's polite fiction that everyone is wonderful to work with. He's the patron saint of show up, train hard, respect the crew. So the fantasy of that guy kicking in the PR door and dropping a hate list on camera, it lands like a flying knee. If the quiet professional finally snapped, we'd all want front row seats. But here's where the fantasy meets friction. If a moment like that truly happened, it would live everywhere, in full context. You'd see the raw clip from the outlet that filmed it. You'd see the same quote mirrored by other cameras in the same suite. You'd hear it on morning shows, roundtables, and recap pods. You'd watch publicists scramble, statements roll out, and agents make phone calls at 2 a.m. Real shockwaves leave a wake. When the wake is missing, what you're looking at is usually a wave machine. That doesn't make the urge to believe go away. We crave authenticity from people who get paid to pretend. We want the mask to slip just once so we can say we saw the real person. The rumor offers that thrill on demand. The stoic action icon finally telling the truth. It's catnip because it promises an unfiltered moment without asking for proof. And it's easy to juice. Stitch a montage, add captions, drop a dramatic sting, and let suggestion do the heavy lifting. In the age of a scroll, persuasion often outruns evidence. Let's slow it down and talk reality. Press junkets are assembly lines. A star sits for dozens of 5-minute interviews in a single afternoon. If someone drops a grenade like, I hate 5 names, there will be multiple angles, languages, and timelines capturing the same detonation. Reputable desks will run the exact quote with the where and when. Studios will clarify context. Friendly outlets will soft pedal. Unfriendly ones will accelerate. Even if you never watched the original, you'd see the aftershocks. Cautious replies, no comment quotes, and polite schedule reshuffles in future press. And think about fit. For years, Statham has made a point of keeping feuds off camera. The few times he's gone sharp in public, it's been about craft, like speaking up for the people who risk their bodies to make action look real, rather than torching castmates for sport. That doesn't mean he's saintly. It means he's strategic. When your currency is professionalism, you don't cash it in for gossip points. The hate list rumor contradicts the very discipline that built his brand. Still, rumors evolve because they recruit details we already recognize. Depending on the edit you watched, the supposed names map perfectly onto internet folklore. The franchise alpha people love to debate. The method chameleon who makes headlines with process. The once mythic tough guy whose legend curdled. The wild card whose talent comes with turbulence. The savvy businessman who won't retire the persona. Notice what's happening there. The rumor borrows credibility from narratives you've already half accepted. It doesn't need to prove anything. It just needs to remind you. So let's do something rare in this genre. Tell a better story without lowering the bar. The truth that actually fits the man is more interesting than a hit list. Statham is a throwback in modern packaging. Precision over posturing, respect over noise, craft over chaos. He's one of the few marquee names who consistently points the spotlight towards stunt teams and practical discipline. That lane gives his words weight when he finally uses them. He doesn't throw haymakers to hear the crowd. He picks his shot to hit the target. And there's another layer here, the Hollywood code. Everyone knows the public ritual. A dream to work with. So generous. Unbelievably talented. It's not that sets are utopias. It's that the industry survives on the illusion they could be if everyone behaves. Breaking the code is expensive. Name names on camera, and you don't just light up a news cycle. You light up calendars, contracts, and contingency plans. Lawyers read those quotes. Insurance companies do too. The price of catharsis is paid in future opportunities, which is why media literacy is a superpower now. When a clip claims something explosive, 3 questions protect you from becoming free advertising for a rumor. 1. Where is the primary source? Not a re-upload, not a voiceover. Give me the original full runtime. 2. Who else has it? Big quotes don't live as orphans. If it's real, at least a handful of established outlets will run the same words, same setting. 3. Does it fit the speaker's record? People can surprise you, sure, but pattern is a better predictor than hope. Apply that checklist here and the noise quiets. No verifiable raw video, no repeatable sourcing from places that would salivate over a scoop like this, a deep mismatch with the public behavior of a man whose whole job is to fulfill the fantasy of precision. The likeliest story is the boring one, a rumor engineered for reach, draped over a persona we all know, and designed to harvest attention while it's cheap. You were the product, your click was the currency. Happens every hour. There's a reason these things still hook even after we know better. They promise the unsayable. They let us play judge in a courtroom without rules. And they flatter us with the idea that we can see through an industry full of illusions. But here's a better flex. Require receipts and still enjoy the spectacle. You're allowed to love the movies and demand more from the media ecosystem around them. Those instincts aren't enemies, they're guardrails. So what's the takeaway if you came for the list and got a lens instead? It's this. The names that actually matter on any set aren't people, they're principles. Punctuality, preparation, respect, humility, safety. Keep those 5 present and everything else, ego, heat, rumor, even box office gravity, gets easier to carry. Lose them and you can stack all the star power in the world and still wind up with chaos. Ask anyone who's ever had to reset a day because someone decided their feelings outranked the call sheet. If one day a real clip surfaces, the full interview, not a stitched montage, and it shows a global star going scorched earth with names and reasons, we'll watch it together in context. We'll pause on the words, not the captions. We'll talk about the why and the fallout. We'll hold the take to the same standard we hold the work. That's fair to the audience, to the craft, and even to the people we love to mythologize. Until then, remember why you clicked in the first place. You wanted to see behind the curtain. Here's what's back there. A machine that runs on attention, a culture that rewards speed over certainty, and 1,000 creators who know the fastest way to your dopamine is outrage packaged as truth. Your shield is simple. Prefer the receipt to the retweet. If a story can survive the demand for proof, it deserves your time. If it can't, it deserves your scroll. And if you still need a clean ending, take this one. The headline you saw was engineered to make you squint, gasp, and share. The better story asks for more from all of us. Stars, studios, press, and fans. Stars, keep the boundaries clear and the credit generous. Studios, protect the work, not just the weekend. Press, bring the receipts, or bring a different angle. Fans, keep your curiosity fierce, and your standards fierce-er. That's how we get fewer rumors, stronger films, and conversations worth having. If you're here for high-signal breakdowns that respect your time and your brain while still loving the rush of a great action story, you're in the right place. Drop what you want verified next. If you think you've got the original interview, post the link and we'll pin an update after we watch the whole thing. Until then, keep the bar high, the feed on a short leash, and your love of cinema anchored to the only list that never goes out of style. Do the work, respect the people, and let the truth stand on its own 2 feet.